What's up, guys? Welcome to another video, and today we are reviewing Creed. Now listen. Creed was one of those movies where, first of all, after the franchise basically being dormant for since 2006, which at this point, 2015, was a 9-year absence, because Rocky 6 was considered the end of the series at that point, until Creed came out 9 years later. Now listen, in preparation for Creed 3, we are going to review the Creed movies. And when I think of the Creed movies, I think they're pretty decent. I think they're pretty dang good. Because listen, when you come to think about it, Creed is essentially I wouldn't call it a Rocky remake, but I would call it more because when you come to think about it, both plots for Creed and Rocky are very similar. Think about it. Both of our main characters are underdogs. Both have trouble both get into trouble. Well, not really Rocky, but Creed especially, or Adonis. Let's see. What's another? Another is this underdog is constantly getting into fights with people throughout the entire movie. And it's starting to become a very problematic thing. Is this dude doesn't know how to take some things sometimes. Because, listen, you may think, man, how is it this hard for you to not control yourself? Well, maybe if you constantly grew up in this this criminal, I wouldn't say criminal, but this constantly in juvie lifestyle, it could get to you, okay? It could definitely get to you. It could definitely get to you, man. Because listen, I'll tell you is that the villain of the movie, the villain's just your stereotypical wrestler guy with an ego. Because listen, when you can think about it, both of them, they went beat by beat. But listen, in my personal opinion, Creed, some people claim, is somewhat of a remake of Rocky, which I wouldn't really call it a remake. But yeah, both plots are pretty similar. Both of our main characters get girlfriends. Both of them are underdogs. And both have some struggles, have some flaws. And that's what makes, characters compelling. Is what's their flaws, what's their weaknesses. That, to me, is what makes a character super compelling. And as a result, Rocky in this movie, unfortunately, has a form of cancer, I believe. And in this movie, they basically confirmed that Paulie, from the last 6 movies that has caused trouble, has passed. I guess the actor didn't want to return, I guess. But listen, in my opinion, I didn't mind when they killed off Paulie, but when you come to think about it, it makes sense for Rocky to act this way. Because listen, if you could understand something, he essentially lost everything. Think about it. within the last 2 to 3 of these movies, he has lost everything. First, he lost his entire career due to his injury he got from that Drago fight. Then he lost his wife from cancer, and then he lost his brother-in-law with I think a heart attack, and hasn't really gotten in touch with his son really in years since Rocky 6, and eventually when he heard that he had cancer himself, he essentially was implying that he was accepting death. And honestly, I don't blame him. When you go to think about it, I just don't blame him one bit, because if you look at it in his point of view, you would understand where he's coming from, right? So that's why Rocky is probably acting this way. Where he's now the mentor, and at least the mentor storyline was done better here than it did in Rocky 5. But yeah, in my opinion, what I thought of the final fight, essentially it's kind of like the end of the first Rocky film, except Adonis wins in the fight. And as a result, everyone's happy. And then they went to the iconic, same stairs where Rocky does this. And that's how it ends. And overall, I think Creed is definitely a great way to bring back this franchise. And that's it. Creed came out in 2015 and was directed by Ryan Coogler, the same guy who directed the Black Panther movies, which he would go on to direct those as well, and would also go on to direct the sequel, Creed 2. And Creed did make money at the box office, obviously, and made enough for a sequel to be greenlit. Now, I want you guys to stay tuned for Creed 2. Now, see you guys in the next one. Peace.